And I'd like to welcome the Bert Bell family.
In November, the Pennsylvania Historical Commission dedicated a marker to the late Bert Bell. It was here, in the village of Narberth, that Bell lived and almost single-handedly built the foundation of modern professional football.
Bert Bell did it all. He sold the tickets, he coached the team, and he brought home the gate receipts in a cigar box.
The old-timers know it, and I hope these guys playing today remember a guy by the name of Bert Bell. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be a millionaire.
Bert Bell was a player and coach at the University of Pennsylvania. He was the first owner and coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. He later co-owned and coached the Pittsburgh Steelers. But it was his visionary leadership as NFL commissioner from 1946 until his death in 1959 that defines his place in football history.
I remember Bert Bell as a figure to me of what a commissioner should be. He was gruff, he was a fan, he loved football.
Bert Bell was a guy who, for the first time, people could point to in football, as they had in baseball with Landis. They knew who was in charge.
Bell created the draft, which gave the weaker teams first shot at the top college talent. He introduced the concept of revenue sharing, with each team getting an equal portion of the network TV money.
What he was saying is not only that we will try to level the field competitively, which was his main goal. It led us to a future where New York was not the center of the universe anymore, that you could play in Green Bay or anywhere else and become a national figure.
For 60 or 70,000 people to do this for the Green Bay Packers and the city of Green Bay, it certainly should set an example for some of the larger cities of what enthusiasm and desire and love of sports will do.
The pro game flourished in the 1950s, and, like a doting father, Bert Bell guided its every step.
Bert Bell was the only commissioner that used to travel around to all the football teams during training camp. And he would always say, gentlemen, there's 3 ways to get you out of this league, all right? Drinking, gambling, and women. And let me tell you something, when you put them all together, you're history.
He dearly loved the football players. He would always conclude his talks with the teams with, "This is my home phone number. If you have any problems at all, you can call me at any time of the day or night."
League meetings were absolutely a scream. Bert would be going through the halls, and he'd say, "Who wants chicken sandwiches? Who wants chocolate ice cream? Order what you want, boys," meaning to the press. "It's all on the Eagles. They made all the money this year." I mean, that was the way Bert ran the league. He ran it out of his heart and off the top of his head.
He had an argument one time with a sports writer here in Philadelphia, and the writer wrote over, I forget what the incident was, but now there were 2 bells in Philadelphia that were cracked. And he enjoyed that.
They pulled up to the Vesper Club in downtown Philadelphia after an Eagles game. And Bert Bell and them got out on another couple. And as they walked inside, a guy in the parking lot there said, "The Eagles stink." So Bert didn't say anything. He took them in, seated them, and he excused himself, went out. They heard the ruckus. They go out, and Bert Bell is rolling around fighting this guy that had said the Eagles stink. Now there's the kind of guy you want to be your commissioner.
Unitas fakes to Amici, then drills a 15-yard touchdown pass to end Ray Berry.
Pro football came of age with the 1958 championship game. Millions watched, as for the first time an NFL game went to overtime. Bert Bell's inspired marriage of network TV and sudden death secured the future of pro football.
On 3rd down, more blocks, and Amici rockets for the touchdown. The Colts win, the greatest game ever played.
Leaving the press box, I encountered Bert Bell and Art Rooney and Janie Bell head on. And I said, "Bert, it's been a tremendous day for the league, hasn't it?" And he said, in a very paradoxical way, "John, old boy, I never thought that I would live long enough to see sudden death."
I think at that juncture, my dad knew that now the National Football League turned its biggest corner.
In 1959, the league was thriving. Bert Bell's dream had become a reality. But on a warm October day in Philadelphia, the 64-year-old commissioner suffered a heart attack, just as Tommy McDonald scored the winning touchdown.
I spun around and I looked back, and everybody on the bench and stuff was running like toward that other end of the stadium, and I'm thinking, hey, the touchdown happened over here, you know.
And I went over the wall. It was only like a 6-foot jump, and I ran around. And by the time I had gotten around to the stretcher, he was just about gone.
But he died right where he started. And if you were doing a movie and put that kind of ending on it, you go, oh, this is fake. But this is just how it happened. He died right where he started as a young quarterback at the University of Pennsylvania, and both teams, the Eagles and the Steelers, he owned them both.
In his lifetime, he targeted all his hopes and ambitions, his dreams and struggles to professional football. He took a game and made it America's passion.